China has lodged stern representations to the United States of its so-called diplomatic boycott of the Beijing Winter Olympics. The Chinese Foreign Ministry said the U.S. would pay a price for its actions and China would take resolute countermeasures. Tao Yuan has the details.
China says it will take resolute countermeasures against the U.S. for its diplomatic boycott of the Games. Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson Zhao Lijian made the remark at a daily briefing on Tuesday.
The step taken by the U.S. is in violation of the principle of political neutrality upheld by the Olympic Charter. It also goes against the Olympic model of together and all the athletes and sports lovers in the world. China opposes this. The U.S. should stop politicizing sports and disrupting Beijing Olympics because it will harm bilateral dialogue and cooperation in important areas and regional issues.
The White House announced on Monday that it will not send U.S. government officials to the Beijing Winter Olympics over claims of human rights abuses in Xinjiang. It came just weeks after President Xi Jinping and Joe Biden held virtual talks aimed to ease tensions in bilateral relations.
The lie of the century fabricated by the United States about so-called genocide in Xinjiang has long been exposed by facts. The U.S. attempt to interfere with the Beijing Winter Olympics is out of ideological prejudice and based on lies and rumors, and will only expose the sinister intentions of the U.S.
The boycott does not prevent U.S. athletes from competing. China's embassy says no invitations had been extended to American officials in the first place and called the move a pretentious political manipulation. Meanwhile, opinion leaders in the U.S. have said that political differences should not interfere with the Olympics.
I think that it's always better to continue the conversation, and I think that it's much better that our diplomats continue discussing whatever issues there are, because without discussion, without conversation, we can't come up with solutions.
You know, athletics doesn't know, political hardship, really. It shouldn't. And I'm convinced that, that experience is going to help bring us to a better understanding and hopefully, tear down some of these walls or barriers of disagreement and concern, let's put it that way, from our side towards the Chinese.
Spokesperson Zhao Lijian added that athletes around the world, including those from the U.S., should be the center of attention at the Beijing Winter Olympics, not politicians. And with the Games just less than 2 months away, Zhao says China is confident to hold a safe and extraordinary event. Tao Yuan, CGTN, Beijing.
The International Olympic Committee has reiterated that the Olympic Games and athlete participation are beyond politics. It says that the presence of government officials and diplomats is a purely political decision for each government, which the IOC, in its political neutrality, fully respects. The IOC also says it has shown much support to the Games and athletes participating in the event. In an interview with CGTN, former executive director of the UN Environment Programme explained why such diplomatic boycotts of the Olympics are futile.
I think these kind of boycotts are crazy ideas. I mean, hey, there are issues to criticize in every nation. Of course, you can find things you want to criticize in China, so you can do that with every other nation in the world. But starting finger pointing to each other, boycotting each other, brings us nowhere. If we have issues we want to discuss, let's use Olympics and all these other arenas as a platform for dialogue. That's the only way forward.